holidays, Jeff.
Happy holidays. Merry Christmas.
We be
celebrating films.
Still. Oh, you went a different direction than I thought that I was gonna go.
We'd be celebrating merry movies.
We'd be celebrating. Nah, that's not what people call them.
Okay.
We'd be watching Christmas films.
Yeah.
We'd be watching. I guess. I mean, look, I want to say holiday films, but they really kind of are Christmas.
Yeah, just Christmas.
Yeah, like, I don't mean to disappoint y'all, but there's not going to be like a Hanukkah movie.
Yeah.
At least not in this episode.
Yeah.
But we're going to talk about a bunch of Christmas movies.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, I forgot. For this episode, we're going to talk about some horror Christmas movies, which is, big shocker.
Yeah.
And of course, these also can be found on Shudder. Yeah. Mostly, except for Krampus.
Well, Krampus is
you gotta rent it.
You gotta rent that. But on Shudder, they got both Christmas Evil and Rare Exports: A Christmas Tale.
Yeah. One of these is Norwegian.
Yeah.
You can guess which one.
One of these is from the 80s.
But the first one that we watched is a movie that I've been wanting you to see.
Okay.
Because I dug it from the first time I saw it. And then, like, every consecutive time that I saw it, I just kind of grew to like it more and more.
Yeah.
And that's Krampus.
Yeah.
From
Mike Dougherty?
Dougherty.
Yeah. The guy who did Trick or Treat.
The guy who did Godzilla versus...
No way.
No, Godzilla...
King of Monsters?
King of Monsters, there we go.
Wow. That's a step up.
Yeah, which is...
in production.
I feel bad for not loving it when I first saw it, but seeing it a second time, that movie kicks ass.
All right.
That's a bad.
It was enjoyable.
Flick.
I
see it again. Oh man, GarageBand did not appreciate that. Okay, fine. You don't have to watch King of Monsters.
Just slightly tap, like.
I'm just saying it's good.
Yeah. Okay.
It's that disc too slow. It's crazy how we even put these out. So hey, hit up that Patreon, please.
Yeah,
that would really help. We're here to talk about Christmas movies.
Mm-hmm.
We're here to talk about Krampus, as I said. Which, can you explain it?
Okay. Krampus is about a family, and first it opens up with like a Black Friday type sale, Christmas sale.
Yeah, it's basically Walmart.
Yeah.
On Black Friday.
Yeah, and they're playing Christmas music over it. It sets the tone nicely.
Yeah.
So there's a kid. There's Toni Collette and Adam Scott. They have a kid. They have like 2 kids.
Yeah, son and a daughter.
Yeah, and one of them.
I don't remember the kid's name, but he's the kid from Chef.
Oh, really?
So
okay.
It's like, hey, cool. He's in a different movie.
Cool.
And I think he's also the kid from Come Play.
Oh,
from this year.
Yeah, that kid's got a good.
I think
agent.
I might be wrong. If that's not you, kid, my bad.
You'd be like, it could have been.
Well, whoever that actor is, he also did a good job there.
Yeah. But yeah, his family. Toni Collette is the mom. Her sister is coming for Christmas, and they are like, it's just kind of like
they're
polar
rednecks.
opposites. Yeah. They are.
It's people who listen to NPR versus like down home rednecks.
Right. Yeah.
Like the 2 little girls are decked up in hunting gear like the entire time.
Yeah. David
they
Koechner
love wrestling.
Is the dad, or is the dad of that family. And
perfectly cast.
Yeah, he has a gun on him at like all times. And
then
so
they got their aunts.
Oh yeah,
Toni Collette and I forgot her name. Allison Tolman's aunt in the film.
Yeah,
played by I forgot her name. It's Conchata something.
Yeah.
R.I.P. She passed away this year.
Yeah, I saw that.
Which is kind of eerie because of a certain line that she says where it's like, oh man, it's untimely.
Yeah.
But hey, she's actually pretty great in this.
Yeah, she's cool. I like her.
You would think she'd be annoying, but there's something about her being so outrageous that's just kind of really funny to me.
Yeah, she's like the aunt that they
Just
spring
doesn't
on her,
fucking care.
where it's just like, oh, hey, it's a surprise that we brought you along.
Yeah.
And Tony Collette is like, do you think nightmares are nice surprises?
Yeah, she knows the family hates her, and she hates the family too. But there's still family.
But there's liquor at this party.
That's kind of what I've come to learn about. Man, we'll say your people.
Okay.
With these movies that I watch, it's no matter how terrible you can be to one another, you somehow think, let's still hang out. It's
You're
fine.
family.
Yeah, exactly. Ooh, we'll get into that at some point later. But yeah, she's funny in the movie. I think she has some actually like really funny lines and like actually like a badass moment in it.
Oh yeah.
Which also ends really funny.
Yeah. So there, it's kind of like what's the phrase, like oil and water, olive oil, oil and water, where it's just like these two are very mismatched.
Yeah.
And they don't always get along. They're kind of like gritting their teeth through the dinner, and the kid gets ridiculed by Tony Collette's son gets ridiculed by his cousins, and he's like, you know what? I had a letter to Santa. Fuck it. I rip it up and I throw it out the window.
Yeah, because I'm so mad that Christmas is pretty much ruined. Everyone's being a jerk.
Yeah.
And he just wants things to be like how they used to be.
Like before, yeah.
Good memories of Christmas, watching, specifically mentioning Charlie Brown, which it's kind of funny, but
yeah.
it's like, oh yeah, I guess we're all that kid.
Yeah, because goddamn you, Apple, and your Charlie Brown robbery.
Yeah.
That's a discussion for another time.
Said what?
Aw.
If I had to get Apple TV to watch the Charlie Brown Christmas special, I would simply just get Apple TV.
Okay. But yeah, that was his mistake, because ripping up that letter and throwing it out the window is what sets off a mystical being called Krampus.
Yeah.
And
Krampus was like, ooh, I smell a kid.
Yeah, I smell someone who has lost their Christmas spirit.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna
punish them for it. Yeah. Time to turn their entire reality into just a horrific frozen nightmare.
Right. And so it's a traditional horror movie where, they're like everything, suddenly there's a huge snowstorm and there's snowmen that show up in their lawns, and
it's a bunch of stuff that I'm too scared to go to haunted houses. But I love the idea of them.
Mm-hmm.
I like watching walkthroughs of them. I like the whole behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, damn, that looks really cool. Be cool if I was brave enough to just get jump scared every 5 seconds.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I am. To the point where like we have a friend who works at a haunted house like every year, and she always invites me, and I'm always like, well, it's too far, which it kind of is. It's like in the burbs.
Okay.
But also I'm too scared to go. I am much too frightened. I will probably be stoned, which would just worsen the experience.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But everything in this movie would make a kick-ass
like Universal horror horror
like
nights
attraction.
kind of. Yeah.
Some kind of little roller coaster, because we got evil gingerbread men.
Yeah.
We got Stuart Gordon looking dolls from Dolls that are
we got an angry teddy bear.
Yeah. We got the Krampus himself.
Yeah.
And also one of the most unique entries, which I won't straight up spoil or say what it is, but it's in most of the film and it's like huge.
Mm-hmm.
And it is so disturbing looking. And yet there's a moment where he does something that's like so adorable. Like, have you ever seen a movie where reinforcements get there for the monsters and the monsters are like my friends. I love that moment so much. You guys came. Yeah. Y'all will know it when you see it.
Yeah.
It's got all that shit, and it's got a giant ass Krampus, and like most of it is practical. Like there's some CG, but even the CG is like it works.
The Krampus you see up close, and it does look good.
It looks like an animatronic.
Yeah, it's not like, oh, this is just a bad rendering.
But then even when it's like when it's moving, it switches to CGI.
Yeah.
Because that's easier than like having to animate this gigantic 6-ton fucking
jumping from house to house.
Yeah, exactly. Like, well, of course, that would have to be CGI.
Yeah.
But it looks good.
Yeah.
Like, it looks creepy enough, and it doesn't look too plasticky or anything like that.
No, yeah.
I mean, we were watching Blade 2 the other day, and like people straight up look like balloons when they turn into CG, and this looks nothing like that. And yet, it's like probably. I can't imagine this being like too expensive.
No, yeah, I don't.
But it feels big.
Yeah,
it feels like something like, and I'm not even like a huge fan of this movie, but Poltergeist, where it's like, here's this family horror movie, yet it still feels pretty big. Like it feels like an event. It's from Universal Studios. Like it's not from like, I don't know, Neon or something.
Yeah.
Or some little indie studio. And so I love that about it. That it actually like not only does it have shit that I like that's like kind of silly, like puppets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's like it's proud of it and it gets to be proud of it and they put money into it. And
it's also great. Like a Poltergeist kind of movie because it is like a family horror movie.
Yeah.
If you have like because this is PG-13. I thought it was rated R, but watching it I was like, oh, okay, this might be PG-13. And so it's for your little brother that wants to get into horror movies.
Yeah, people get hurt, but they never make it like really, really obvious if someone's dead or still alive.
Yeah,
like it could really be both ways. But it still feels pretty edgy. Like there's an attack with the toys that just seems pretty painful, even though there's no blood or anything like that.
Yeah.
Which is also like the coolest moment of the movie, I'd say, is when like you get the gingerbread man attacking David Koechner.
Yeah.
And then Toni Collette, who continues to she's the mom in the house. She's the mom in the house that looks like the house from Hereditary, that looks like the house from I'm Thinking of Ending Things.
Yeah.
She's got the same haircut and she's great in all three movies.
She's so good. She is so underrated.
Yeah.
I should have gotten nominated for Hereditary.
I don't want people to get you could just say that you could just say the first part.
Okay.
We'll talk about that one day, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, we still gotta do that episode.
I know. Well, that means we gotta watch it. Whoops. But anyway, Toni Collette is great. She always feels like the mom, but the mom who's also like a badass kind of.
Yeah. No,
once she gets into control of things, she's on top of it and she's badass.
No, it's a fun movie. It's one of those movies where you're like, all right, I want a Christmas movie, but I like horror movies. But I'm also, like you could watch Santa's Sleigh or like Silent Night, Deadly Night, but you want something that's actually like, it's not just a generic slasher. No. I don't know. I haven't seen those movies, but they are slashers.
Yeah, no, for sure. And it's also one of those that it's not just for adults.
Yeah.
It's a family film, which for Christmas movies, you have three. Is this one, you get Gremlins.
Oh, yeah.
And you get
I forget Gremlins is a Christmas movie.
Oh, man. Oh, and you get Rare Exports.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Those are the holy trinity.
I can't show Gabriel Christmas Evil.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's not even that bad of a slasher.
No.
But it's like, hey, Gabriel, do you want to watch this this movie about this guy who saw Santa fucking his mom, and it just made him kill people. It made him believe that he was Santa. Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah, that's one of those movies where I'm sure they marketed as like just another slasher movie.
Yeah, and
but it really is like the first death doesn't happen until like maybe 40 or 50 minutes into the movie.
It's literally the last third of the film.
Right.
Well, we'll get to that in time. Yeah. Krampus, I don't want to give anything away from it, really. Yeah. Anything more than I already have.
I think...
And everything that I have, don't worry, I'm confident that it's not going to be like, oh, I wish I didn't know about that.
I think it's one of those movies where you watch it and you see the setup.
Yeah.
And you're like... oh, I kind of hate these characters, and you're thinking like, get him, Krampus. But when it all is said and done, you're just, or like when the going gets going, you're kind of like, I kind of want to see how they get out of this.
Yeah, you kind of want you see them grow closer to one another.
Yeah,
which is like, it's what kind of makes it feel like a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, there's still some warmth in the family aspect.
That's the thing.
Even though it's something like horrendous going on.
It is.
And even though they were like at odds with one another.
Yeah. Like it is in essence, like a kind-hearted movie. Like,
yeah.
In the sense that you're like, you should believe in the spirit of Christmas and family and love and all that. It's just that, if you don't, and if you give up hope, we're going to take you away. Yeah. And that's a little dark.
Yeah. Well, I bet you'll never do it again.
Right.
I bet you'll learn your lesson. Yeah, this has a lot of great moments. There's some other stuff that I don't want to spoil that's like, oh, that's a cool choice that they did for the story element of it. Mm-hmm. Or it gives like a little flashback into something. And just the way that they present it, it's like, that's really cool.
Yeah.
And it has a really cool ending.
I like the ending.
Yeah. I like the ending quite a lot as well.
It was making me think like, what is going on? Oh, like, yeah, it's a cool little ending.
Yeah, and that's all I'll say about it.
That's all I gotta say. Yeah.
Yeah, this gets a Roger Ebert trademarked. 5 thumbs up.
5 thumbs. That's 3 more than necessary.
Oh, there we go.
Or than regularly, you know what I meant.
No, necessary was the right word.
Okay.
What about you? 10 out of 10?
10 out of 10. I liked it. Like maybe like a 7 out of 10.
I want people to see it.
Yeah, it's good. It's fun.
It out. It's got cool monsters.
If you're looking for a Christmas movie that it has a little edge to it, why not?
Yeah. Fuck. I should have shown you Scrooged.
Oh.
That could get its own episode.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is like, I'm from 93 and I'm like just watching this. I'm not even going to act like I grew up loving this movie or anything like that. Like, no, I just saw it and I think it's badass and you guys are right.
Yeah.
But let's still talk about it.
Okay.
Christmas Evil.
Which
you can watch.
Never heard of this movie.
I know. This is one of those movies that I used to see at Odd Obsession all the time.
Okay.
And I really liked the cover, which was that like painted sort of poster of the Santa Claus, and it looks like an old Santa Claus.
Okay.
It has cool box art, and it has a cool thumbnail on Shudder.
Yeah.
But I used to see it all the time, and I always told myself, like, yeah, that seems trashy enough. That seems like it'd be fun. Yeah, I try to get laid while watching it or something like that. Just something like, let's watch something dumb.
Put it on in the background.
Yeah, and then I never did.
Yeah.
And then, like, it popped up on Netflix. No, maybe not Netflix. I think like Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Put it on the queue. Never fucking watched it. Shudder. Hey, there it is again on the queue. Never fucking watched it.
We call that pulling a Jeff.
Yeah. Until I started work again, and I fucking hate it. So I was like, I need to distract myself while I do whatever the fuck I have to do.
Yeah.
Let me put Shudder in a little second window on my second screen, and let me watch this Joe Bob Briggs.
Oh, that's how you watched it?
Yeah.
That's right.
Joe Bob Saves Christmas. He has a show on Shudder, The Last Drive-In.
Yeah.
and it's him and Darcy, the male girl, who is I forgot her name. Diana Prince, I think, is her name. Super awesome duo.
Yeah.
Like they have so much charisma. They feel like an item from the past and like a really specific type of nostalgia. And yet it doesn't feel annoying in the slightest bit. It's actually like, I really dig this because they're good at what they do.
Nice.
They're funny. They're entertaining. They're introspective. And it's like, it's one of those shows that you watch and it's like, I feel like I'm like a part of a family. Which they realize that too. They call it the mutant family, I think.
That's nice.
Fans of the show.
Yeah.
So I watched it like that. And that was really fun, and it has a lot of good like behind the scenes stuff about it. So I'd recommend people watch it, but watch it by itself first.
Yeah.
Because
that's how I watched it.
It's a very interesting movie.
Yeah.
It's not a straight up slasher. It's something along the lines of like When a Stranger Calls, or other movies that also get mislabeled as a slasher movie from the 70s. Where it's like, no, it's more of a character piece than anything.
No, that's the thing. Like, you put this on as like, Christmas time slasher. This is gonna be cool. And then, like, you watch it and you're like, I'm actually invested in this guy's character.
Yeah, and
I actually want to see where this guy ends up going.
Sorry for all the sounds
you
that
really
you're gonna hear, but go on.
You really get a sense of like. You really get in his head and thinking about how like he has this whole thing with the like he looks at people on in his neighborhood and he says he has a book that's like good kids and bad kids.
He has Santa's list.
Yeah,
is what it is.
Which, by the way, that book was huge. Yeah. I don't know where he got it.
It seems like a really custom made book.
Yeah,
where it would seem like. This is too much dedication for like a mall Santa.
Yeah.
So who is this guy and why is he ordering this?
Well, it's interesting because you think like, is this movie gonna kill a bunch of kids? And like, no, it doesn't. He's the one who
he's Santa through and through.
Yeah.
In the sense that yeah. Well, in the sense that like when it comes to kids,
yeah.
Naughty or nice just naughty means like, hey, I'm gonna give you dirt.
Yeah,
but
a bag full of dirt.
But there's also a chance to grow.
Yeah,
get on that good list.
Yeah,
and then with adults, it's like I'm gonna stab you.
If you wrong me, I ain't going to fuck you.
You're gonna die.
Yeah,
even if you don't.
Yeah,
you might just be in the way.
Yeah. And you start to realize. Yeah, you go. Like, the movie opens up with his backstory, and then he talks about, you get to know his brother a little bit, who his brother has always thought, like, man, my brother is a fuck up. Like,
yeah.
And it's an interesting movie. I like where it went. Like, here's the thing. In that last 30 minutes of where it turns into, like, a slash movie, it has an interesting scene where, like, a bunch of parents come by, and they're like, the Santa killer.
Oh yeah,
but the kids are like, Santa.
Yeah,
and so you have to get the kids away from him, or they think that they have to get the kids away from him.
Yeah,
and then, by the way, this town is brave as all hell because they start an angry mob and start following him.
Yeah, I think if I remember correctly, the movie that the kids are watching at the brother's house was Frankenstein.
Okay,
or some version of Frankenstein.
Yeah.
And it was that ending scene where the mob is like chasing Frankenstein up the hill or something like that. I might be wrong. I might be completely fucking that up. Just go watch the Joe Bob Briggs version of this, and he'll explain it better than I can. But that's what that was supposed to resemble. It was like a reference to Frankenstein and old horror movies like that. That's why the town came together. Because I mean, they have a torch. Which
might as well use it.
I don't know how many people just keep that in their home in 1980 when this movie was being filmed. 1980, 1979 probably.
Yeah.
It's a funny moment, yet at the same time it's like, well, because I know what it's trying to do, it still fits in with what's going on.
No, yeah, it's a nice little nugget there.
And then it has I don't want to say hopeful ending, but it has a Christmas ending.
It has an ending that's like, man.
Okay.
Yeah. Why not?
I'm cool with it. Why not? Yeah. I'm fun.
I mean, at that point, I'm liking the movie, and they pull this little like Christmas thing at the end.
Yeah.
Like this like Christmas magic thing, and you're just like, wait, what? Yeah. This was okay, sure.
It's like if you were to come home and you had made a snowman. Mm-hmm. And then the snowman like tipped its hat and was like, "How do you do?" And you're like, "What the hell?
Wait, what?"
It's kind of that.
Yeah.
And yet that doesn't really give away what it is.
Right.
It'll just make sense once you see it.
Right. Yeah. No, I enjoyed this movie. Enjoy may be the wrong word for.
I enjoyed it. Shout out to his name is Brandon Maggarts.
Okay.
Known for things like Dress to Kill, apparently. I gotta see that because I haven't seen that.
Oh, I don't remember him.
That's his like biggest role that he's had. He's a pretty good character actor who's been in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. This
is like the first, maybe only time he was like the lead in a movie.
Yeah.
And I think he's fantastic.
Well, he sells it a lot throughout the movie. Like there are points where you're like, there's a point where he's like playing with his beard and he's just like laughing, and it's like, okay, this guy's kind of crazy. And that would seem like if he wasn't a good actor, it'd be like, this is just so over the top. But he sells it. He sells the whole movie, I feel.
Yeah, and that scene is supposed to be because like he feels like he's actually become Santa Claus. It has actually like good. It was kind of like I do like this better. But we watched a movie called Madhouse recently.
Oh, yeah.
And it was an Italian, technically a giallo. Mm-hmm. And yet there were parts of it that felt like this is like they saw The Omen.
Oh, yeah.
And they wanted to make a kind of high-class horror movie back in the day like that. Mm-hmm. And this kind of, to me, felt a similar way. Like it felt limited in its budget. Mm-hmm. But that also gave it this like indie, almost art film quality to it.
Yeah. I could see that.
Where it's like, I'm glad that this has a release from, I think, Vinegar Syndrome. Mm-hmm. They put out a DVD and a Blu-ray that has commentary, not by the director, not by the actor, but by John Waters, who is a super fan of this movie. So
man,
they were talking about that on the Joe Bob thing, and that alone made me think. I think I gotta get the Blu-ray of this. So
that sounds awesome.
I would say it's even worth that, man. Check this movie out. It's a little hidden gem.
Yeah,
I want to say Spooky Astronauts made a video about it, where the title was like, it's a disturbing film. Maybe, I don't know. Like, I don't think.
Shout out to her.
I don't think if you, she does not know who we are. I'm not even trying to act. Not even fucking trying to act like we've had any kind of interaction. I'm simply a fan. But she said something about it being, or she put on the thumbnail something about it being disturbing. And I feel like if you tend to avoid what would be considered disturbing movies, you can still watch this one.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that bad.
No, yeah. It's
like the opening is like, okay, that is pretty fucked up in concept.
Yeah, it's weird.
But they don't overdo it.
Yeah.
It's not an Italian film where it could be way worse.
This isn't Maniac, but Christmas edition.
Yeah.
Not saying that Maniac's a bad movie or anything. I haven't seen it, but like,
although if you're watching this with friends, extra bonus points to whoever notices the 2-second flash of Bush for no reason in this movie. So it is a little like, we're an adult, I guess.
Okay. Huh.
I won't say when. You either notice it or you don't.
Now I'm gonna be rewinding on Shudder, but like, what the fuck?
That'd be fucked up if it's actually not there. Like, what did I imagine? Check it out. Christmas Evil. I give it a solid 8 out of 7 Christmas horror movies.
Yeah.
I mean, of the R-rated ones, which one's like the really, really good one?
I would say, honestly, I feel I liked all these movies, but I kind of really liked our next movie maybe the most.
Yeah. Which is not R-rated.
It's not? Oh, yeah.
No. Well, actually, it might, but it's not. It doesn't feel like
no,
it.
Yeah. I mean, I really like Krampus. I really like Krampus. I like this, and I don't know if we're ready to go into that. But I really
what I'm trying to say is that I like this better than something like Silent Night, Deadly Night,
right,
or something like that. Like I think this is actually
a genuinely good movie,
even though it's limited in budget, and that kind of holds it back a little bit. I'd say it's better than those movies.
Yeah. Okay.
Not any ill will on people who love those movies.
Yeah.
You totally can. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, 8 out of 9 or whatever I said.
8 out of 9. That's almost a perfect score.
Lastly, we got
Rare Exports, A Christmas Tale.
Yeah, a Norwegian film that started as a short film and made it into a full-length feature. That's a Christmas movie in disguise. It has a lot of twists and turns where it's like, I don't know where this is going or who is who or what the logic is in this film yet. Like, I'm not sure if I'm that well versed in my folklore and all that stuff. But they do explain it all, and then it finally clicks where it's like, oh, this is really cool. This is a really inventive idea. To the point where it's like, I don't know if I want to say what it is.
Okay.
But it's like...
I looked it up on IMDb, and the plot synopsis is very vague.
It's a fairy tale come to life.
Yeah.
But it still feels like real life, because it's set in Norway.
Yeah.
Which is like, that looks like a fairy tale.
Yeah.
Town or city, country, whatever the fuck it is. Sorry, Norway. I do love you guys, I promise. But yeah, because of that, you totally run with everything that happens, and it never feels like that's far-fetched.
No.
Like, no, it's always like, oh yeah, well, because it's once upon a time in fucking Norway, this happened. And it's like, of course that would happen. This feels like it's set in the same universe as Trolls.
Yeah.
Or not Trolls, Troll Hunter.
Yeah.
Not the fucking
Justin
Timberlake
movie.
Animated movie.
Troll Hunter. I know what you're talking about.
I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever be convinced to watch that. I'm sure some people like it. Cool.
I never saw it.
Watch Troll Hunter, though. That's make sure it's cold and snowing if possible.
Yeah.
If not, then
watch
put
it
on
outside
a fan
in a snowstorm.
Yeah, exactly. That's a really snowy movie.
Yeah.
But this one too, it feels like.
Oh yeah, it's
snow
everywhere.
They feel like they could fit the same.
Yeah.
Universe, and totally. You know what? One might be. I'm pretty sure they're both Norwegian.
Oh, okay.
If one of them's not, my bad, y'all.
Yeah.
But I know this one is.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, this movie itself is about a kid who's like, yo, you got something under this mountain that shouldn't be woken up. And then the adults are like, we're still going to wake this up.
Well, the Americans.
Yeah. Well, actually, no, I think like he's a businessman, but he still sounds like he just speaks English is what it is.
Okay.
I don't know if he's straight up American. And if they mentioned that, I missed it.
Okay.
But he's just a businessman. He's Scrooge. Like I mentioned that, like this guy is dressed like Scrooge. But then I thought like, wait, that's probably intentional.
This Ebenezer looking ass.
Yeah, he's that. He's that with like zero redemption.
Right.
But he's like, no, you guys are gonna keep drilling because there's something in here that I need to find ASAP. And then shit goes down because of that, and all the kids are taken. All the adults don't know what to do. Of course, it's our main little kid.
Yeah.
Pietri. who knows what to do, and he's gonna get shit done.
Yeah, he turns
into a little action hero.
Yeah,
and it's pretty adorable.
It reminds me of like an Amblin movie in the sense that like none of the adults know what's going on, but that one kid is like, I'm here to save the day.
Yeah, imagine an Amblin film if it had like a lot of old man penis, not fully in view.
No,
like it's still it's there.
Yeah.
Every now and then, your eyes kind of focus for a second. You see a little thing like ding-a-ling, and it's like, oh, hey, look at that. But most of the time, it's just like, I mean, they're probably naked.
Yeah, exactly, and very cold.
Yeah,
that's
man.
what
Shout
I
out
kept
to
thinking.
All the actors who were in this movie. I'm sure they had like decent filming conditions or something.
Hopefully.
It seems like it was very cold.
Yeah, man.
There's something towards the end where it's like everyone involved in this right now should be 1, sick to their stomach, and 2, frozen. But it gets away with it because, once again,
fairy tale.
It's a fairy tale.
Yeah.
It's a fun one.
It's a really fun one.
Maybe don't watch it with your young kids.
Yeah.
Because, like, there is a little bit of blood.
Mm-hmm.
There's one like someone gets like a pickaxe into the head, and it's kind of out of nowhere, but yet it's not like bloody.
Yeah,
it's just like sudden.
Yeah.
So it does have moments like that where it's like, well, I don't know if I would want a 5-year-old to watch this, but like your 12-year-old brother, sure.
Yeah.
Sister, sure.
Again, it's another
non-gender conforming them who wants to see it and is also 12 years old, sure.
Is another
show it to them all.
Like 12 is another what was I gonna say? Another Christmas horror movie with a little bit of edge but also a nice heart. It gets kind of emotional near the end, and I really like that.
Yeah, it gets it never goes to the point where I'm like
yeah,
like no. I'm not gonna tear up for this movie,
but
it's like, hey, I respect that, that's cute. And also, like, damn, it must be fun filming this movie.
Right.
Like, this kid probably had the ride of his life.
Hell yeah.
He later on went on to do the director's next movie, which was
Big Game.
Big Game.
With Samuel Jackson.
Yes, with Samuel Jackson. Which is a little bit like Most Dangerous Game.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of. Spoiler alert. We're not going to be covering it because it's boring as shit.
No.
It's kind of disappointing. I'm sure there's someone out there who will argue for it.
Well, that's
maybe I'll have to listen to his argument because I thought that sucked.
Well, that's just. I mean, that's the thing where, anytime I've been on the receiving end of someone listening to a podcast and hearing some like them bring up a movie I like, and they're like, "Oh, it's not that good," and I'm like, "What?" That's
funny because you're about to hear that in the next episode. Okay. In the next episode, we're going to be talking about Tokyo Godfathers and
The Family Stone.
And The Family Stoned. And I
not stoned.
The Family Stoned. And I really liked one of them. And the other one, I have a few things to say about this film. I really want to love it because you're not the only person who's hyped it up to me.
Mm-hmm.
I have seen multiple lists of this is one of the most underrated Christmas movies. This is one of the best family movies. There are people at One of Us, I won't name them, but I've heard them recommend it.
Yeah.
I've heard everybody, I think even Spill.com recommended it. Mm-hmm. Roger Ebert recommended it.
Mm-hmm.
Ropert's,
so you're just wrong. Just acknowledge that you're wrong.
Ropert's favorite movie. And then I finally watched it, and I was like, "This y'all favorite Christmas movie?"
I knew it.
So
we'll discuss that in the next episode.
Yeah, man, stay tuned for that because Jeff might leave the studio.
It just means I'm not going to show you any more Rachel McAdams
might
movies.
Slam a door.
State of Play.
Oh, she's barely the fault in this movie. She gets off easy.
Yeah.
A little bit. Her and Claire Danes.
Yeah.
Everybody else. Ooh, do I have some things to say.
Okay.
But yeah, stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
Get ready to hear Jeff yell for the first time. And say that we're not friends anymore.
Okay, I don't love it that much.
I know. I'm kidding. But, it sucks to be wrong.
Motherfucker.